Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be breaking down the Mooda Wintrading situation, a couple other people and parties involved, the state of ranked altogether, and I want to try to do this podcast style. We're going to be going over a bunch of images, a video or two here and there, some screenshots of DMs. A lot of stuff here is alleged. This is not a court of law. I am not sitting here trying to prove something to you. I am trying to shed light onto a situation to where maybe the right party or people are going to be able to speak up and solve it themselves, whatever it ends up being. I think there's some fishy stuff going down here, and I don't think it's good for the state of the game. So, from the 5th to the 8th of January, okay, this is when this stuff was kind of like going down. The end of the act was upon us. Mooda's goal is to get rank 1. He said in his subathon announcement that before he leaves Valorant, I think that he said those words exactly. It might not be exact, but something around that. So that might be hinting at the fact that he's going to be transitioning to Variety. Everybody knows that he's blown up. You know, he's by far the biggest Valorant streamer that doesn't have like a like a nationality or like a location basis. So, you know, someone like Mixwell, someone like TCK, off the top of my head, a predominant Spanish streamer and Brazilian streamer. They have an entire kind of like nation behind them. Mooda more so came out of nowhere, started playing, with Subrosa, start building the brand. I've known him for a couple years now. But again, taking over the Valorant space nonetheless. So he really wanted to get rank 1 and just kind of be done with this game, is I think what this was supposed to be about. And I think that he thought he could just kind of like, slip some things under the rug and hope that no one kind of like checked, because, no one really cares about the game right now, if I'm being honest with you. So Voriac Val, okay, a familiar face if we're talking about the idea of like win trading and stuff here. He makes a tweet adding GamerDoc and Riot saying, are we going to ignore win trading? Now, I'm not going to go through the details of this thread. If you want to go to it, you can. Okay, my buddy Trick Aim has also made a video breaking down a lot of this stuff in really good detail in a straightforward, crystal clear way to understand it. Again, this is not supposed to be that type of video. We're going to be going over a bunch of stuff. Okay, trying to go over some more stuff that I have found personally, rather than, what's on like Twitter and stuff like that. So here are the people who are kind of like, in trouble here. So obviously Mooda, and Voriac is claiming that traded Clewy, Plumpy Pumpkin, neLFPS, and this Goth Mommy account have been throwing for him. So, here's like some screenshots of it in terms of like, people's performance and not doing good, yada, yada, yada. A lot of accusations are going out there. Now, you might be kind of like under the impression of, what the hell is going on? Who are these people? This is a moderator of Mooda's. This is a VIP of Mooda's. This is apparently Swarm. Multiple people play on this account, but at the time it was Swarm, and Traded also used it. And he's trying to throw these names out here and say that, this is like bullshit. Now, in terms of like, what is win trading? How does it work? The main thing you need to pay attention to here is Mooda in your top left. Okay, he's not looking at his screen right now. Okay, he's looking at another monitor, potentially a phone, a tablet. I don't necessarily know what it is. He kind of like set this up to execute over the course of a couple hours from about 10 p.m. to around 5 a.m. is when they were working. There were a lot of people involved, that list that was mentioned, and a few other people who were supposed to control the queues. So they were queuing specific servers, specific times, and there was 5 to 6 of them in a lobby. They would abuse remaking, and they would remake if the teams, weren't perfect, things like that were happening. Just listen to kind of like how he speaks in this clip. Like he almost has like walls, like X-ray, like it's very like erratic. So the barrier drops, there's no real noise going on right now. It's not like a nade is landing here and a vulnerable and a dart and a decay. It's not like he knows there's like 3 or 4 people here, right? He's not even paying attention. Mooda is the type of player to be pressed up against the barrier, and he either dies in 3 seconds or he's in your spawn in 7 seconds. So, what is he looking at here, and why is he, IGLing when he's queuing with, an IGL? Obviously, I'm not saying that you're not allowed to talk or anything like that. I just think it's a little weird. So he has the information now that there's a single person B. Okay, that's like what this is supposed to be. Okay, he has the information that there's a single person B. Someone has messaged him to it. He's screaming, freaking out. Even Poppin isn't sold on it. And again, like the IGL that he's queuing with, Roompa, tries to like IGL and ranked as well. Usually, they're not even the ones who are like saying this stuff now.
Spike down A.
So now they're getting thriftied a little bit here.
One more.
I said go B at 9 times.
And look at the reaction here, right? This is a reaction that, in my opinion, insinuates that you knew something was right or perfect and people, didn't listen to you. And, coming from me, I mean, this is how I react on stream all the time. But again, this is not the type of person to be doing this stuff. So this is kind of like how it was going down in terms of like, the information feeding or like, whatever it was. That's just one of many clips. Okay, so here's a screenshot of DMs talking about how the perfect game was set up. So this person is describing how it went down for the last game to actually make rank 1. So he has Swarm added on the friends list. He's paying attention to, when they're queuing, they're dodging, the teams weren't set perfectly, right? He queued again, the duo dodged again, and then he got off, so he probably got a timing ban. He's saying here that there was an obvious setup of a lobby being made, making sure that was happening. People were saying that Mooda had like the black screen on consistently, like hiding his queue and stuff like that. And again, there was some sort of like group chat, of, setting this up and, making it work. Here's another screenshot of Smoke, a ranked player, being asked if he thought the game was win-traded or if it was unwinnable. And he said 100% it was. I got it confirmed. And, he wasn't able to say who it was. But the game he's talking about here is this one. A 13-6 Abyss loss. He has a Reyna going 9-17 with 7 first deaths. This is Swarm playing on the account. And here's Traded going 22-16, having an insane game, hard carrying the shit out of them. So he literally thought that someone had like wall hacks on their team. Like the way they were playing was like so perfect because he was being fed information by 2 people here, neLFPS and Swarm, okay, who are both minus 10 first deaths racked up here, right? Here's another game where Traded is on kind of like the other situation of this. So if you've never played a rank game with Traded, if you do something wrong or you whiff, he's going to make fun of you until you either mute him or, like start crying with like tears streaming down your face. He's going to belittle you and make fun of you. So when he is on an agent that he doesn't know how to play, like Initiator, racking up 8 first deaths with 60 ADR, and in this VOD he doesn't even speak once. Okay, this is not Traded, right? He would be trying to win. And when he was trying to win, he'll talk, he'll make plays, he'll say what he thinks we should do. And if you fail him, if he thinks that you're bad, he'll tell you that you're bad. He will say it until the game ends. He'll tell you to sell your account, quit the game, give up forever. So again, this isn't something that just like happens for him. And who's on the other team? Mooda and Poppin, right? Perfect game for Mooda. He's almost triple negative with 8 first deaths on an Initiator. This VOD was brutal to watch, to say the least. So the next part we're going to get into is the biggest like alleged part that some people have sent me some information about, and these are some notes that they've told me over time. Again, this is alleged. Do not freak out. Do not claim that this happened. This is alleged. I don't know if this will ever be able to be cleared up or just word of mouth. This is what I have heard from other people. Okay, so apparently Poppin was offered $10,000 for the month of time to duo through the subathon. I think it was around 25 days. He accepted that. Okay, I'm not going to go down the list in perfect order. We're going to go down to this Vora player here. Vora was also grinding for rank 1. He was offered $5,000 by Mooda for the month of duoing, but he declined because he had plans throughout the month and couldn't play every day. So to compromise, Mooda said, hey, since you're also going for rank 1 while I am, I'll give you $2,500 not to queue on your main account. And Voriac accepted that, and he's not queuing on his main account anymore. So now we'll get to kind of like, some of the people who were throwing. So Swarm, allegedly, $1,000. Okay, he was also cracking jokes on stream. I think a lot of people have seen this clip where he's saying like, yo, if you give me and Traded DoorDash money, we'll throw games for you, whatever. So he was on his main account, throwing, and he was also using the account that a lot of people do, allegedly owned by someone named Dead the Hater. Don't know if that's true or not. Again, this is information that has been compiled for me. I did not write this list. I did not write this list. Okay. Apparently, Swarm was almost interrogated by some ranked players, and he was offered $5,000 by those ranked players to give them information like, yo, like, how did this go down? Why did this go down? Like, you know, they wanted to know something, but he declined. So, you know, he's like staying true on the Mooda side here. Traded, we saw him throwing on the main account, and he also played on the LF account as well. And we confirmed that over time by seeing that it was duoed with Swarm. Sorry, not we. I didn't confirm it. Someone else did, allegedly. Allegedly, don't shoot. And then again, we have that game where Smoke thinks Traded is walling because he's playing so perfectly with Swarm, you know, screen sharing to him in Discord or whatever it is. So now we have neLFPS, a Mooda VIP. He was a part of the set outcome lobbies. They don't know if he earned any money. Calamry, who was a Mooda moderator, again, a part of the set outcome lobbies, not sure if the money was earned. And then Chung, also used an alt account occasionally. Again, allegedly, I think he defended himself like pretty aggressively when they made that little lobby, like Shanks and Rosa. And then here we have, they wrote down kind of like how they were playing it. So it was on the January 6th. There was a bind loss that Mooda had. So we can go to it here. There was a bind loss that Mooda had. I believe it's this one right here. And after he lost this game, no, this isn't it, I don't think. Where is it? Is it this one? No, it's a win. I'm trying to find it here, sorry. We're on the 12th, so we need about 6 days. Okay, here we go. This is the streak. Perfect. We got it. So here's this bind loss. This was at 7 o'clock. Or is this not even the right one? This is so complicated. There's a bind loss where... Oops, I clicked the wrong game there. At around like 8:40, I'm pretty sure, someone said. Like 8:40 p.m. Maybe it was this game or something like that. It took a long time for the next game to queue, is what I know. And that's when it all started like happening, apparently. Is when that was like out of control. So he set it up again over that time frame there of around 10 p.m. to 4. And if you go into his VOD on this date, again, I couldn't find it in the tracker there just because I didn't have it pulled up. Okay, he's playing at around 8:20, the game finishes, and it takes him almost an hour and 30 minutes to get into another game. He's black screened, he's tabbed out, you know, he's typing a lot, he's on his phone, so that's when they're actually like setting it up, apparently. So the reason that I even included the whole pay thing is just because I kind of like find it interesting. I don't necessarily think that if you pay someone like Poppin or like Vora, it's like a bad thing. If you're paying someone to duo with you during a subathon, Mooda isn't the first person to do that. People have like done that before. The thing that concerns me is screenshots like this that people have sent to me, where Mooda is asking KCAT, a notorious, you know, kind of like, you know, ranked troublemaker, to throw for $500, right? And, you know, he doesn't want to do it. I think that KCAT apparently did do it later on or something like that. I'm not sure what happened. He's messaging a moderator in the Mooda Discord, and the moderator said that he's scamming you, like whatever it is. So again, just like weird behavior there where a lot of people kind of have KCAT on their blacklist in terms of like, you know, wanting to interact with him or not. And if he's giving him $500, you know, what about all these other people, right? Like, it's just really sus. So you can't see because my face cam's covering, but right above my cursor here, there's a Poppin account at 90 matches, 70 matches, 60 matches. So a lot of matches with Mr. Poppin. I'm not sure if Poppin's going to get caught in the crossfire here. I don't think that it's a good look for him. I don't necessarily think that he's involved in the whole win trading aspect of it. I'm not sure if he knew it was going down or not, but he was in the lobby, right? I think that this is a pretty similar situation of queuing with a cheater. You know, usually the person who is queuing with the cheater ends up getting banned. Don't know how that's going to work. And then here's an example of a game where the lobby was controlled, right? So that list that Voriac said, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5 people on one team. 4 out of 5 people on one team, right? Like, this is the perfect lobby that he was like looking for and trying to like create over time. And then again, it kind of like pans back to like his like list here. So That's how that went down. Nightz, the other person who was grinding for rank 1, also made a post. He's linking accounts. He has some clips here and there. Again, not going to go through this all because this has been out for a couple days. If you haven't seen it, you can go see it yourself. Go look at Trick's video. It'll be linked in the description. Okay, the next thing that I want to get to and kind of just like, put an end to this Mooda stuff. And I'll say now, like, Mooda, if you ever watch this, you know that you and I go back a couple years now. We've been associates. I'd call it friends. You've messaged me for like advice and stuff like that. I've always given it to you. I'm not trying to come for you. I'm not trying to do anything weird here. All I'm trying to do is make a video reacting to what's going on, right? So obviously, hope that you don't take that personal, and that goes with anybody else involved in it, not just him. I just have a little more of a personal connection to him compared to, all the other people that are, in this tweet here, or this message here that someone sent me. It's not like a personal thing. Like I'm just going over it, just skimming through it. But I think that this plays into the state of the game where no one cares. No one cares what goes on. No one cares who does what. No one cares who says what. It's all a joke outside of VCT. Ranked, challengers, premier, it's all a complete mess. So, I just have like a clip or two here of like stuff going on. So this is a premier team, Blue Otter. This is them playing, and they got a false ban. Their premier season ended, and they didn't like end up doing like the qualifier thing for challengers. They weren't assisted. I'm pretty sure there was like some band-aid fix that ended up happening, but it wasn't, what it should have been. Right? Another tweet of barely 9,000 immortals in the game. This used to be at 30,000, and there's barely 9,000, right? So playtime is decreasing at a high level. The quality of that time is decreasing. Here's another tweet about infestation of cheating. Constantly happening. I think the months of November all the way up to January, I have never seen so many people complaining on Twitter before. Pros, casuals, fans, content creators, everyone is complaining and crying about what's going on in the game. And then Riot releases a fidget spinner in the game as a phone. And they say they're working on the replay system, which they said in, I think, 2021. So I don't know who's on the payroll for that, but goddamn, are they do they make some fucking money apparently? And I also just wanted to include like the leaderboard for last act. I don't know the majority of the people in the top like 30, like let alone like the top 50. I don't know who these players are. I don't know how they're in this rank. I don't know how it makes sense at all. It's like really like alarming. Like obviously there's a lot of people that I do know. It's not like it's literally zero, but I would say it's like a majority, maybe like a 60-40, 40% of the people that I don't know, or at least that I don't trust. Like I have no idea who some of these people are. They snipe, they win trade, they're in, suspicious friend groups. Some of them are cheating. It's a mess. And then you go back to, when the game was at, in my opinion, its peak, when there was no set league. It was a lot of open qualifier based stuff. Different tournament organizers were in. Look at the top 10. And then look at the top 20. And then the 25. And how about the 50? And how about the 75? And how about the 100? There's about 15 people on this list, maybe 12 people that I don't necessarily know. And that goes hand in hand with the idea that they've sold their account. FaZe Charmander, Vivek Ramaswamy, like these guys have just sold their accounts, like whoever they actually were. I don't know, but again, we're talking about like 10%, maybe less of just random people who are like sneaking in, by cheating or win trading or whatever gimmick it is. And again, the game's in a terrible state. We got to see some positive changes come through. I think the only thing that anybody can really do is just keep talking about it, not necessarily putting the pressure on. It's not like, we hate the game or something like that. I love the game, I'm just starting to become concerned that, all the time that I've put in, all the effort the connections, whatever it is. Like I don't want to see it all come crashing down because no one took it serious enough. Again, like I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm some like 60-year-old guy who's like wise and knowledgeable about the world, but there was a point in time where Overwatch was on national TV. That was a real thing. Overwatch was big enough that they put it on national TV, and where is it now? It has less viewers than Lego Indiana Jones on Twitch. So there's no immunity. Anything can fall apart. Anything can fail. It's about what you give to the people who support it. And I don't think they really give us much to work with. And to be honest with you, I don't think that they really care because this isn't where they make the money. The two biggest money makers in this game are VCT teams and casual players who don't care. They play for fun because they buy every goddamn bundle. They upgrade it all. And they have about 7 hours of playtime in a week when they play with their little stack and have fun here and there. And then obviously VCT, there's big money involved in like a league like that. Challengers is completely dead. It's about to be dead in NA. It's already dead everywhere else. I have no idea. Like, I have no idea what it's like to just start playing now. It's all odds against you, man. Like, if you thought it was hard before to make it in this game, oh man, like now it's just it's tenfold that. So a lot of weird stuff here, guys. Again, all alleged. I haven't done any deep diving research. I've had a conversation here and there, trying to shed some light on this, give my 2 cents to anyone who cares. Got some links down in the description that you can check out. I'm interested in reading the comments of what you think. I personally think that Mooda is going to get permabanned from this game. I think that the accounts that were involved with him that lingered too long are also going to get permabanned. And I think there's going to be some third parties or some people who are connected to this that also might get in trouble because of it. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Not the best showing from the #1 streamer in the game, but it is what it is. Hopefully you can do better. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you guys check out all the socials down below. Thank you for your time. I'll see you in the next one. Tdawgg out of here. Deuces.